Hi everybody. This is a ruler. Remember, we used a ruler to measure perimeter. Some of you guys had trouble lining it up properly and finding out the exact measurement. So we're going to talk about our ruler today. Remember, we said when we use a ruler, what we're doing is we're finding the distance of something from one point to another. And we use standard units of measure. In America, we use inches. This ruler also has centimeters on it. Notice that the distance is the same between each one of these, but it's different than it was for the inch. The inch is bigger. So when we measure, what we want to do is we want to find the distance between the end of this line and whatever it is we're measuring. So in this case, we're going to measure to here. And today we're going to measure in both centimeters and in inches, just to learn how they both work. Now look at the ruler. You notice that there's a line right here and the end of the ruler is down here. This is not zero. I must always line up the zero with what we're measuring. So that's why I drew this line here, so that when I lay my ruler down, see, that would be the end of the ruler, not zero. This is zero. This line here needs to line up with the line at the top of what I'm measuring. So I go down to the end, here's my other line, and it lands just past the 7 and some marks past it. So we know that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 inches. And then we've got 1, 2, 3 little marks. What are the little marks? Well, if you notice, each inch is divided into sections. If this is half of that would be a fourth. Half of that would be an eighth. Half of an eighth is a 16th. So if we go 3 past the 7, we're at 3/16. So this is 7 and 3/16 of an inch. If we measure it in centimeters, again, we have to line up the 0 with our mark. And this one is just past the 18, and it's 2 little marks. Remember, in the metric system, everything's based on tens. So we have 10 millimeters inside of a centimeter. So we can either know that this is 10 millimeters. By the time we got to here, it would be 180 millimeters plus 2. So we've got 182 millimeters, but we're measuring in centimeters, which means we need to use our decimal place. So in this case, we have 18.2 centimeters. So let's go to the next line. Remember, to measure, we have a starting point and an end point. We want to see where that lines up. We'll do our centimeters first. Line up the 0. It goes across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and a half. So that would be 8.5 centimeters. Or if we wanted to do millimeters, since there's 10 millimeters in a centimeter, we would have 85 millimeters. 10 times 8.5. Let's measure our inches. Line up the 0, very important. 1, 2, 3, and this is right on the 5th mark. So remember, they're 16ths, so we've got 3 and 5/16 inches. Sometimes, close enough. We could have said 3 and a fourth, because that was very close to a fourth, but it just depends on how accurate you need to be. So for your homework tomorrow, find at least 3 objects around your home to measure using a ruler. Decide if you want to measure it in inches or centimeters. Draw a representation of the object on a paper and then tell the length of the object. But remember, it needs to be something you would measure with a ruler. We would not measure a couch or a refrigerator with a ruler. So it needs to be something that this unit would be appropriate for. See you tomorrow.